Kenya has become a big paradise for goons and sharp boys. And in this video, I'm going to give you two prime instances where government sharp boys have messed with the reputation and funds of Kenyans big time. And so with no further ado, let's get after it. Crime scene number one is eCitizen. You see, because of our shady, slimy techpreneurs, World Bank has banned the founders of eCitizen from accessing any of its loan facilities for 5 years. Just have a look at this explainer, and I quote. This is from George T. Diano, and it reads, "The World Bank Group has debarred Kenyan firm that built and runs eCitizen, Webmasters, and its CEO, James Aguyugi, for a minimum of 5 years over fraudulent and obstructive practices linked to World Bank-financed projects in Somalia. The case involved misrepresentation of the availability of key experts, including use of their CVs without authorization, as well as failure to meaningfully comply with the bank's audit and document requests. Under the sanction, the firm is barred from benefiting from World Bank-financed contracts for at least 5 years and can only be released after implementing a credible integrity compliance program acceptable to the World Bank Group. This is a strong reminder to Mikoras that in international contracting, integrity, transparency, and proper documentation are as important as technical capability. Kama kawa sisi walalahoi hatuna maoni letu jicho tu." And he went on to add an image here of James Aguyugi, who's the CEO of Webmasters, which built and runs eCitizen. A 5-year ban because of forging and hiding requisite documents. It looks like our sharp boys are not so sharp after all when it comes to international sharp boying, if you will. Crime scene number 2 is tied down to Fox Capital Investments Limited. As we speak, Fox Capital claims that some 147 billion, which belongs to them, has disappeared to KCB Bank. Just have a look at this thread for context, and I quote. This is from Money Academy Kenya, and I read, "KCB Group has asked the DCI to investigate an alleged 147 billion remittance linked to Fox Capital. We take a deeper look at what is going on in the case below." And he goes on with the thread. Now let's start with what the case is all about. Fox Capital Investments Limited is at the center of a court dispute involving an alleged 978.7 million, basically 147 billion, said to have been sent to its KCB account. Fox Capital says the money came from Bay Bionics Limited and was sent through USB Switzerland AG to finance major projects in Kenya. The projects cited included infrastructure bonds, public-private partnerships, PPPs, renewable energy, and other strategic investments. According to court documents cited in the dispute, the alleged transfer was made in November 2025 through a SWIFT MT-103 transaction. Fox Capital says the money was successfully transmitted and eventually reached its KCB account at the bank's Sarit Center branch. The company claims KCB received the funds but did not credit them into its accounts. Instead, Fox Capital says the money was placed under a held pre-settlement suspense status. Fox Capital then went to the High Court seeking orders requiring KCB to release or credit the alleged funds. The court subsequently issued interim orders preventing KCB from transferring, dealing with, or interfering with the disputed amount while the case is being heard. Now, who is the group CEO of Fox Limited? According to public records, it's a one David Dudi Akech. Now, I did some research into Mr. Dudi and I found a very old blog called the Nairobi Chronicle, which links him to Fidel and Zahir Janda. How credible that blog post is, I'm not too certain. But the moment you start seeing some giant political names in the vicinity, you start seeing that there's a problem. And the problem is that someone with enough power and influence to tamper with SWIFT codes ameosha Mr. Dudi Akech. And let me just say this, that by the end of these investigations, if they'll be done well and conclusively, powerful names will be mentioned in this thing. How can money be remitted to your account? You get the confirmation that money has reached your account. There's an inward transfer, but then it's never credited. It never reflects. You go to challenge in court, the court sides with the bank and says, no, you do not credit those funds until we are done with it. Hii kitu, 147 billion is not very little money. And look at what he was going to use it for. PPPs, the same thing which Ruto is highly involved in. Something is fishy here. Hii nchi ni kama wewe hujashikana na wale wako kwa uongozi. You cannot bring in over 100 billion na upewe. It will be frozen, utaenda kotini, mtu huko labda amepewa kitu, utazungushwa, you will be frustrated, and if you are not careful, unaweza jipata kwa ile tuliambiwa mambo ni matatu. And that is why you hear Rigiji telling our international friends, don't invest in Kenya. This is not the time to invest in Kenya. You are not too sure that 100 billion you are sending to do something here will reach even the account that you had sent it to. Katikati, Sharpboy amepita nayo. We even had the CEO of Telemundo na watu wengine, I think there were 6 of them, walikufa kwa helicopter crash. These are the things we are talking about because of substandard, shoddy workmanship. You cannot maintain a helicopter. Shortcut, cheap spare parts, unamwaga tu oil, unasema itafanya, hivyo ndo tunapoteza CDF, hivyo ndo tunapoteza wageni wamekuja kutuona. Kando na hiyo negligence ni ukora mingi. Who will invest in this country under these goons and Sharpboys who are in office? This for me is an existential crisis that needs to be quelled in 2027 at the ballot. Get your ID, get your voter's card, be ready to vote, and once you vote, don't go home, stay there and guard your vote. That's all we need to do, guys. The rest will sort itself out. But be that as it may, that's just my opinion, guys. Do drop me your comments in the comment section below and I'll do best to read them and to give you a response. So with that, here are today's ads of the day. Interior design is one of those things you can't afford to get wrong. So if you're looking for experts to do your gypsum, wainscoting, paintwork, tiles, washrooms, and kitchen, reach out to Dhaka Living on 0706 026 218. That's 0706 026 218. And if you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for David Wafula. Hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing David Wafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.